about 3 green candles in the 4-hour chart. What it means is that for the past 12 hours, the Bitcoin price has been appreciating, right? Where some newbie traders will start saying, okay, Bitcoin price want to start going back to $70,000 and start putting high leverage to buy Bitcoin at this particular price on high leverage. We don't do that. We go back to the chart and analyze it first before making some informed decisions. Well, like I said earlier this morning, our trade is still on, though when we hit the TP take profit of 1, we actually took some profits. 50% of our positions were closed at this TP1 when we got to this TP1. So we still have about 50% of our positions still open. And we're open to take another 50% when we get to TP2, then finally close the trade and get to TP3. Right? So like I was saying, even though we've had like 3 straight green candles in our 4-hour chart, we are not frightened because our trend is still in a bearish trend when we consider it for our chart. Because as you can see here, we have 4 hours chart is still bearish, 1 hour chart is still bearish, 15 minutes chart is still bearish. But I'm not just reading what this magic indicator is giving me. It is exactly what the chart is telling me. So if we try to cancel these indicators that you see clearly, okay, now that the indicator is gone, just look at it for yourself. Let's try to see the pattern. Okay, let's use this part 2. So look at it for yourself. The price was here, it went up to this level and came down to this level, right? And went up to this level, came down to this level, it went up to this level, it came down to this level, went up to this level, came down to this level, and now we are here, right? And like I always say, if you want to check the trend of a market, you have to look at the highs and you have to look at the lows, right? Once you start having a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and you start having a lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, we know we are what, in a downward trend. And the only time when we say this trend has been broken, it is when this lower low starts changing to a higher low, and this lower high starts changing to what, a higher high. But that condition has not been fulfilled yet. So because of that fact alone, we are not scared. We are still sure that this particular 4-hour chart, this particular trend, this particular trade is still in a good position. We are still in motion to make our take profits too, right? But I'm not trying to say that Bitcoin price must fall to $50,000. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that as long as this pattern remain true, we are still in a bearish trend at our 4-hour charts, and we trade accordingly. We don't impose things on the market. We read what the market is telling us and we make our decision based on what the technical analysis is telling us. So this thing is very, very simple, right? It's very, very simple. You just have to know the basis, right? You have to invest in yourself and understand the basis, because there's a lot of money involved in this business. You cannot afford to mess up. You cannot afford to just throw away your money without knowing what to do. You don't just see green candle and start pumping your money into it, buying leverage. Before you know it, you get liquidated. Those are the mistakes we made years back, and that is why I've taken it upon myself to teach new traders so that they don't make the mistakes I've made. So if you want to learn how to chart properly, you want to trade and you want to get signals like this, well, you can just check the link in my bio. You can click it and join our community. Well, if we go back to our weekly chart, okay, let's check our weekly chart. So this was actually a long-term trade. This is what, when we get such alerts, we just buy at spot trade and keep, right? So we got this alert when Bitcoin was around 34,000. As you can see, entering level was at 34,000. When Bitcoin was around 34,000, we got the alert to buy Bitcoin at 34,000. And as you can see, there was a take profit T1 of 44,000. And after that, we have another take profit TP2 at what, 50,000. Then after that, we have a TP3 of what, 63,000. And as you can see clearly, from this entry level of 34,000, we've hit what? TP1, we've hit what? TP2, and we've also hit what? TP3. But this is a long-term trade, right? So this is not the kind of trade you trade with leverage. This kind of trade that, okay, when you get the indicator gives us a signal, we just place a what? A spot buy. Then you wait for it to play out. When you get to TP1, we cancel or we close 50% of our position. We sell 50% of the Bitcoin that we had in our portfolio. Then when you get to what? TP2, we sell 50% of what was left from that 50% that we sold. Then after I get to TP3, we sell the rest of our bag. Then we wait for the next action. And that was exactly what we did. So as you can see, now it has gotten to the TP3. It went up a little bit and got a higher high, and now we're having some retracement. As you can see, there was a resistance line here. This line here is actually called the resistance line. Then we have another support line, which is usually green. Yeah, so this is actually a support line. So when you see this kind of line in our indicator, this is a support line, while this one is a resistance line. In our community also, I also teach how to be able to draw your support and resistance line, which will be able to guide you to make some good technical analysis and to make some good informed decisions, because you don't just put your money where your mouth is not placed. You have to be sure that when I put my money in this trade, I have analyzed it and I am convinced based on some laid down principle that is a good trade, and then you'll be sure to make some success in this business. So I should just throw some light on this issue. So I'll see you guys later. So if you're interested in joining our community, the link is in my bio. You can just click it and check it out for yourself. Alright, see you guys later. Have a nice day.